Hey everyone! ChatGPTaylor aka Taylor here. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a very special one because we'll be celebrating the 1-year anniversary of my channel since I started posting videos. Yay! Now, I know I technically didn't start posting videos until February 1st of last year, but today is close enough. Anyways, in celebration of this milestone, I wanted to do a video that would allow me to connect more with all of you. So a couple of weeks ago, I sent out a poll asking you all to vote on which video you wanted to see me make for my 1-year anniversary. And the results were pretty close. But in the end, most of you wanted to see me reply to some of the comments that I've received over the last year. I didn't expect this outcome, but I'm more than happy to oblige. Therefore, today's video will feature me replying to some of the comments on my channel's videos. I won't be answering comments on every single video, but I will pick out a good handful of them that I want to reply to. And make sure to stay tuned until the end of the video for a very special announcement. And with that, let's get started. Before I begin, make sure to like and subscribe if this video is to your liking, and make sure to comment down below if there's anything that you would like to see going forward. And one more thing. I want to put a disclaimer for this video. I want it to be clear that all of my replies in this video are simply my opinions and I'm not stating them as facts. So if someone ends up stating their opinion in a comment and I reply saying that I disagree with it, I'm not trying to call out or shame anyone for making that comment. I'm just stating my perspective on the topic that's being brought up. That's it. I hope everyone understands and doesn't take it too personally. And with that done, let's finally begin. Let's kick this off with a comment from my very first video, which was the My Way video for Disventure Camp All-Stars. This comment comes courtesy of RAR6891. Their comment states their opinion that Yul would not have been a good antagonist for the All-Star season because he's weak, lazy, disrespectful, not strategic, and doesn't take initiative in strategy. I can't say that I agree with this take entirely. Season 2 showed Yul taking initiative by pitching an alliance with Hunter and Tess, knowing that he needed a solid alliance to survive. And when he found out that Tess was talking with Ali in Season 2 of Episode 3, he saw it as an opportunity to ensure that his alliance had the majority that he needed to take out his biggest adversary, which in this case, was Kai. And in Season 3, Yul definitely had enough foresight to understand that flipping on Alec in Episode 4 was not a good game move for him since he's the one on the chopping block, so I think calling Yul strategic isn't a stretch. Sure, Yul is a bit lazy, weak, and disrespectful to people. But should that really disqualify him from being a main antagonist? Him being lazy was really only shown through his relationship with Gret, which isn't inherently strategic. And Fiore is known for being weak due to her age, and she was still an effective main antagonist. And even though Yul is absolutely disrespectful, that's not new for a main antagonist in this kind of show. After all, Rhea was disrespectful to many people in Season 3 and she still played her part as a main antagonist. So even though I understand where you're coming from, I still have a hard time saying that Yul would be a bad main antagonist because to me, he's shown that he can be strategic, evil, and take initiative in this game. But thanks for the comment, RAR6891. Great to have you here. Let's go to the next video, which is my very first Disventure Camp What If video. This comment comes courtesy of TD Emerald. Their comment pitches the idea of what would happen if Connor and Carol were purged in Episode 1 of Season 2. For those that may not remember, Nina said in the Season 2 premiere that the last 2 campers to arrive at the camp would be eliminated forever. And since Connor and Carol arrive at the camp after everyone else, it would have been them had Nina been telling the truth. This could have affected the rest of the season, and I genuinely considered making a video on this topic. However, I ultimately decided not to because I don't think the season turns out that differently from canon. To keep the season balanced, I made Episode 3 only have 1 elimination, and turned Episode 6 into a return challenge. With this setup, Oliver is still out in Episode 1 for costing his team the win, James is out in Episode 2 for leaving his underwear out in the cabin, Kai is out in Episode 3 due to Yul's alliance, Maggie is out in Episode 4 after losing the tiebreaker to Yul, who is swapped to the orange team and forces a tie with Aiden against Maggie. Yul is eliminated in Episode 5 when Aiden sides with Lake over him, and James returns in Episode 6 since he technically completed the challenge first in canon. So it's a great suggestion, I just don't think the season turns out too differently. Thanks for the suggestion, though. Our next comment comes from the 5 non-All-Stars video, courtesy of Otaku Toon Gamer. This comment states that they are in love with the idea of Dan being a villain. And honestly, I'm still in love with this idea as well. With all the hate that Dan gets online, it's a great opportunity to make Dan vengeful and determined to prove himself to the viewers if he ever returns for a future season. It doesn't seem like he'll return, but it would be great to see in my opinion. Thanks for the comment. Up next is a comment from my Disventure Camp at Hogwarts video, courtesy of Anastasia's Tiara. This comment suggests making a video about the Disventure Camp characters being in the Traitors or Danganronpa. I've actually considered making a full Traitor season using the Disventure Camp characters. It would feature full storylines with character arcs and all that good stuff. However, I ultimately decided not to do it because there are other projects that I want to work on, even though I really like this idea. And for Danganronpa, I've actually never seen anything related to Danganronpa. I know it involves killing and stuff, but I've never seen anything related to it. If I were to make a Danganronpa series with the Disventure Camp characters, I would need to do a lot of research beforehand. I won't say that I'll never do it, but it's unlikely. Thanks for the comment, Anastasia's Tiara. Next we have 2 comments from my video about 5 potential format adjustments for future Disventure Camp seasons. These comments come from Epicness Games and Silas, who say that I predicted the future with my second wish. For context, my second wish in that video was that we would see 2 teams attending the same elimination ceremony, where only one camper would be voted out. This wish was made before episode 9 of All Stars was released, so I guess it was a pretty good prediction. I just thought that it would be a cool twist to throw into the season, especially since there were 3 teams at the start of the season. You could have one team still win immunity while the other 2 teams go to the elimination ceremony. Although, this twist ended up screwing over Tess, who was my winner pick, so I guess be careful of what you wish for. Thanks for the comment. Now we move on to 2 comments from my video about 5 wishes I had for future seasons, courtesy of Steven Fox and Yoshi Fan. Both of these individuals agreed that they wanted to see a villain win a season, which is one wish that I expressed in that video. Of course, Rhea ended up winning season 3, so that wish was fulfilled. Even though I'm sure that a lot of people were unhappy that Rhea won, I'm actually a bit glad that Rhea won the season. Yeah, I would have preferred if someone like Rhett or Gabby won, but Rhea is an alright winner for me. Not just because she gave us our villain winner, but because I fully believed that Jake was going to win the season. Everything built up to Jake getting his zero to hero moment, and that was defied in favor of Rhea winning. And honestly, I think this ending is better for Jake in the long run. Instead of being rewarded for constantly screwing up, he leaves with more supporters than he entered the season with, and he ends up with a successful job as a wedding planner afterwards, which is great in my eyes. Thanks for the comments, you too. Moving on, we have a comment from my What If video about Maggie beating Yul in episode 4's tiebreaker. This comment comes courtesy of Top Ranger, who pitches that Carol, Rhea, Ali, and Tess could have split their votes 2 and 2 against Lake and Rosa to protect against Rosa's immunity totem. This is a very reasonable take, and it's probably the correct strategic decision for this alliance of 4 to make. The reason why I didn't put this into the video is because if I remember correctly, I don't think an alliance in this particular show has attempted this kind of plan, so I didn't feel like this would be a realistic option to put into the video. If this were Survivor, then I absolutely would have included it. But not for Disventure Camp. But that's some great insight. Thanks for the comment. Next, we have 2 comments courtesy of Stories by Lavender and Nathan Rewrites, who both suggested the idea of what Season 1 would be like if Aiden was in it, since Aiden admitted that he auditioned for Season 1 and was turned down. I've definitely considered making this What If video. The only reason why I haven't done it is because I would imagine that it would take a long time to go through 13 episodes, as well as having to come up with plotlines that Aiden could be involved with. I'll probably get to it at some point, but it might be a while until it happens. Thanks for the comments. Our next comment comes from my Zombie Apocalypse tier list video, courtesy of Francisco, who suggested that I talk about the Disventure Camp campers competing in Squid Games. I've actually watched Squid Games a lot since it's been released, and I even made a hypothetical scenario about which total drama character would win Squid Games. I could see myself doing this kind of video with both the old and new cast members, so that might be coming in the future. Only time will tell. Thanks for the comment. This next comment comes from my video about what each camper can do to win the All-Star season. The comment comes courtesy of Olaf Chon, who asks why I used AI to come up with the solutions. I feel like I should make something clear because there may be some confusion. Even though I use an AI voice to narrate my videos, that's the only part of my videos that I use AI for. Everything else is done by me. When I write the script for the videos, that's all my words and my writing. I don't use ChatGPT to generate a script. I write the scripts by myself. The editing of my videos is all my work as well. That would explain why the editing is so amateur, because I'm the one doing it. And even the thumbnails are my work. I literally go into Paint 3D each week to make a new thumbnail. So even though I understand why people would think I use AI for everything, I can assure you that the only thing I use AI for is for the narration. That's it. Thanks for the comment, though. Our next comments come from my video about what Jake needs to do to win the All-Star season. These comments are from Tyler Durden and Javi Kupa, who believe that Jake should give some money to Ashley if he wins. Honestly, if Jake did win All-Stars, then I would have liked to see him give some money to Ashley as well. Ashley stuck by Jake's side the whole time, and it was partially Jake's fault that Ashley was voted out due to Jake's insistence that he needed to get rid of Aiden first. Ashley could have really used the money to help her family recover from their farm accident, and Jake is well aware of Ashley's struggles at home. So, I think it would be a good thing if Jake gave Ashley some of the prize money if he had won. This might have actually made some viewers like him more if he had won. So thanks for the comments, Tyler and Javi. I agree. Our next comment comes from my Pokemon video, where Morgan suggests putting the Disventure Camp characters into the world of Avatar: The Last Airbender. Now, I'm a huge fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I'm pretty sure I started working on a script for this many months ago. I'm definitely interested in doing this kind of video, and it could be coming sooner rather than later. So thanks for the comment, Morgan. It's definitely an interesting topic. Next is a comment from my video on top 5 not ideal moves in Disventure Camp. The comment comes courtesy of Dio Channel, who pitches that Ellie making fun of Alec and Jake in episode 11 of season 1 was a horrible move that led to her downfall. I can definitely see why you have this opinion. I definitely agree that her words towards Alec were a very bad decision. Had Alec taken those words personally, she would have easily been voted out at the final 5. And even though Alec may be a manipulator, I genuinely think he was telling the truth about their conversations on the purple team being real. So Ellie definitely messed up here. But for Jake, I can give her a bit of a break. It seemed like Jake spent a decent amount of time pushing all the blame onto Ellie for causing Tom's elimination, even though Jake is the one who fell for Ellie's lies instead of insisting on talking to Tom about it before the ceremony, and he was the one who actually voted for Tom at that ceremony. And the fact that Jake told Ellie that he might forgive Ellie if she let him win immunity is just ridiculous. I have zero faith that Jake would have actually forgiven Ellie if she let him win. I think he would have played with his emotions, like he usually does, and joined Alec and Fiore in voting out Ellie, regardless if Miriam tried to stop him or not. I think Ellie blowing up at Jake was understandable considering everything he said to her over the course of that episode. Sure, maybe the ideal move would have been to apologize to Jake and point out the obvious duo of Alec and Fiore. But considering how emotional Jake is and how easy it is for him to throw logic out the window, I genuinely don't think it would have worked. So from Ellie's standpoint, the mistake isn't the blow up itself, it's the fact that the blow up took so long. Had she cut her speech by maybe 10 seconds, then she definitely would have had enough time to climb the ladder uninterrupted and win immunity. Ellie definitely made mistakes in this episode, but blowing up at Jake wasn't one of them in my opinion. Thanks for the comment, though. It's great to see other perspectives on this topic. Our next comment comes from my video on what I think fan-made seasons should avoid. The comment is courtesy of Dylan Johnson, who says that writers' pets are not fun to see in seasons. I absolutely agree with this comment. I used to write some custom total drama seasons of my own, and even I stepped into the trap of creating writers' pets. It's okay to have characters that you like, but you have to be careful to not give them all of the big moves and scenes, or else it really does take away from the enjoyment of the season. After all, you have a cast full of campers, so it would be a waste if you didn't give the others some key moments on screen. Nice comment, Dylan. The next comment comes from my video about the history of throne votes in Disventure Camp. The comment is courtesy of Brian Ford, who asks if Ellie would have been less paranoid had Tess joined Ellie and Gabby in voting for Lake in episode 3. In my opinion, I think Ellie would have been less worried, but I still think that Ellie would have searched for an immunity totem and joined the Villains Alliance. I think Ellie would still want to find the immunity totem to ensure that Aiden and Tom didn't get it, and I still think Ellie would have agreed to the Villains Alliance since it would be quite weird if she said no when every other villain agreed to it. Usually if an alliance is being formed in front of you, you say yes even if you have no plans on staying loyal to it. And if these events stay the same, I still think it's possible that Tess ends up voting out Ellie in episode 8 like in canon, so even though there's definitely potential for things to change, I'm not fully convinced that it does. But this is all just a superficial analysis from me. Maybe I'll cover this what if in a future video. Thanks for the comment, Brian. Next we have a comment from my video about campers being screwed over by twists. This comment is courtesy of Scott Young, who suggests that Ali could have voted for Yul in episode 3 of season 2 due to the fear of her followers potentially not liking Yul due to his poor behavior. I can definitely see how you came to this conclusion, and if the Ali from season 3 was the same Ali in season 2, then I might be tempted to agree. However, I'm under the current belief that Ali really only started caring about what her viewers thought of her because of all the hate she got from her actions on season 2. So I'm not fully convinced that Ali in season 2 cares too much about what her followers think of her. Now, it's definitely possible for Ali to have this thought, so good on you for making the suggestion. But I think her wanting to side with Hunter at this point in the season is probably more of a thought in her mind than her fans. At least at this point in her character arc. Thanks for the comment, Scott. Moving on, we have a comment from my video speculating on who each eliminated camper would support in the season 3 finale. This comment comes from USPN Watcher, who noted that Gret would probably support Rhea since she wished Rhea good luck after being voted out. Honestly, I totally forgot that this happened, and if I remembered this moment, I definitely would have said that Gret would support Rhea instead of Ali. So thanks for pointing out this moment, because it totally slipped my mind when I created this video. These next two comments come from my tier list video about who I would want in my alliance in Disventure Camp. These comments are courtesy of Chip and Valid, who both state that I should use my real voice instead of an AI voice for my videos. Trust me, I totally understand why you would want to hear a real voice on these videos rather than an AI voice. And honestly, my YouTube channel would probably do better if I use my real voice instead of an AI voice. But honestly, I'm just not comfortable putting my voice out there like this at this point in my life. If I wasn't able to use an AI text-to-speech to narrate my videos, I never would have started posting videos on YouTube. Having the text-to-speech allows me to do what I love in a way that's comfortable to me. Sure, it's probably stopping me from getting a ton of views, but views aren't the most important thing in the world. After all, look at all of my FMV videos. I'm not making them for views. I'm making them because I like to make them. So thanks for the comments, Chip and Valid, but I think I'll stick to my AI voice for now. Up next are two comments from the same video, courtesy of the Ice Cream Wizard and Max Christopher. Both state that they would want Yul as an ally because he's reliable and hasn't voted against his alliances. I will agree that it would be really nice to have an ally that is reliable and won't betray you. The issue that I have is that Yul is so negative that he can make people seem horrible just by association. Gabby and Gret certainly didn't Furia and Alec in a good light after they voted with Yul back at the final 9 of Season 3, and I don't want to risk having to face that baggage in the game. Sure, maybe others are comfortable doing that, but it's not something that I would feel comfortable with. I would be willing to do a lot in a competition for $1 million, but I don't think I could do that. But thanks for the comment, Wizard and Max. Great to have you here. Next is a comment from my video about 5 moves from Season 3 that weren't ideal. The comment comes courtesy of the Fresh Melon, who says that Jake and Ashley voting for Hunter over Fiore was a bad choice because they needed to win challenges. I'm a bit mixed on this topic. I do agree that they needed to win challenges and that keeping Hunter would give them a much better chance at doing that. But in this circumstance where getting rid of Fiore would put Jake and Ashley at the risk of losing a tiebreaker, I understand why they kept Fiore. Honestly, I think a bigger mistake was not taking out Fiore in episode 2. Had they done that, they could convince James to help eliminate Ali next and still have a decent chance at winning challenges. But of course, the conflict between James and Jake messed that all up. So even though I agree that taking out Hunter lessened their chances at winning challenges, I completely understand why they made this move, and it could have been prevented if they just took out Fiore earlier in the season. Thanks for the comment, Fresh Melon. It's nice to have a space where we can be open about our takes. Up next is a comment from my video reflecting on my first ever YouTube video. The comment is courtesy of Scott Young, who suggests that I make a My Way video where the all-star team divisions are by brawn, beauty, and brain. I've definitely considered making this video, because I really like this cast theme and I do think we could end up with a much different season than in canon. However, the biggest reason why I haven't done it is because it would definitely take a lot of work. I haven't ruled it out though, so thank you, Scott, for suggesting this topic. Next is a comment from my Halloween video, courtesy of Otaku Toon Gamer, who says that they adore the tone that I used for this video. For those of you that may not remember, this Halloween video featured me picking a Halloween costume for each Disventure Camp character, except with a lot of jokes thrown in. For example, I said that Tom should be a cat because no matter how many times you call him, he won't respond. This video was definitely experimental for me and I wasn't sure if I wanted to release this video because my channel has never really been about comedy and cracking jokes. I don't consider myself to be a very comedic or funny person, so there was some risk in releasing this kind of video. But the reviews were generally positive regarding this video, so maybe I'll do more of these kinds of videos in the future. Thanks for the comment, Otaku Toon Gamer. Our penultimate comment comes from part 1 of my Season 4 prediction video. The comment comes courtesy of Dallas Gotcha, who says that Ted is definitely not the first boot since we see him in 2 other challenges in the trailer. For those that don't know, I predicted Ted to be this season's first boot because I thought it would have been a shocking way to start off the season, which would be in character for Odd Nation cartoons. But to be truthful, I realized while I was editing the video that Ted was seen in multiple challenges in the trailer, so it wouldn't make sense for him to be the first boot. But by that point I was too far into the video's production that I had to keep it. But hey, he ended up being the third boot, so I was kind of close, right? Either way, thanks for the comment, Dallas Gotcha. I'll gladly take comments that point out where my logic is flawed. And for the final comment of this video, it comes from my first ever FMV about Alec, using the song Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran. The comment comes from Nathan Rewrites, who likes the change in style but also wants to see other kinds of videos. Don't worry, I definitely won't stop doing my analysis and what if videos about Disventure Camp. This FMV video was something that I wanted to try out, and I really like doing them. I know that I'm not a very skilled editor and these videos get a fraction of the views that I usually get, but I still like doing them, so I'm probably going to do more of them. Thanks for the feedback, Nathan. Awesome to have you here. And that brings us to the end of the comment replying. Honestly, I didn't expect you all to vote for this option when I sent out the poll 2 weeks ago. And don't worry, I will also be doing a Q&A soon. Make sure to check out my most recent community post to submit any questions that you want me to answer in the video. At the end of the day, I'm just glad that I was able to use this previous year to build a community that I'm proud of. I'm happy to see you all here and hopefully we can make more memories in the time to come. But that's not the end of the video. As I stated in my community post 2 weeks ago, this video will end with a special announcement. Keeping in tune with this video, this announcement will also reply to some recent comments that I've been getting about this topic. I've put it off long enough. It's time to face the music. Recently, I've been getting comments asking when the Where's Tess interactive game will be released. For those of you who don't know or forgot what this is about 7 months ago, I released a teaser video for a YouTube interactive game called Where's Tess. The premise of the game is that the viewers would be able to use the YouTube end cards to create their own story about finding out where Tess is, sort of like a choose-your-own adventure book. In that video, I stated that it would be released in late 2024. But of course, here we are in 2025, and the game is nowhere to be seen. So where is it? Well, that's what this announcement is about. I want to be transparent about this because I think you all deserve some answers about it. I want it to be clear that this interactive game is still being made, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. But you might be asking, why is it taking so long? To be completely transparent, there are 3 reasons why this game is taking so long to be made. The first reason is because of procrastination. We've all fallen victim to procrastination at some point in our lives, and this was no different. I just kept putting it off until I realized that I wasn't able to get it done by the deadline I set. That's my fault, and I'm sorry. The second reason is because I've also been working on another big project. Something bigger than the game, actually. I can't say what it is right now, but it's something sort of related to Disventure Camp that I've wanted to do for a while, and it's taken up more time than I thought. I think you all would like it, but I know that the Where's Tess series should come first, so that's what will happen. But the third and biggest reason why this series is taking so long to make is because of how much content I need to make for the series. Now that I've planned out all of the content, this series will likely consist of over 90 videos. And with each video being between 1 and 4 minutes long, that's a lot of content for one person to produce, especially when I'm also posting a regular video each week. So yeah, procrastination, other projects, and a large volume of work is the reason why this is taking so long. But don't worry, this project will definitely be completed. I can't give an exact day because I don't know how the next few months will play out with my schedule, but I hope it will be sooner rather than later. I'd love to get it done by June, but I'm not going to promise that because I have no clue if that's realistic or not. But I hope that you'll all be around to see it come to fruition. And that about does it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I think it was a nice way to celebrate my 1-year anniversary as a YouTube content creator, and I hope that I'll be able to do this for much longer. Either way, please let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like the video, click subscribe if you really like the video, and for some ending words of wisdom. When you're celebrating something incredible, make sure you're surrounded by the people that you want to be surrounded by. That is when you will feel happy and content. Thank you, and farewell.